Tim from Everyday Tactical Vids here with another review for you. Thanks as always for checking out the videos. Today we are looking at the Voodoo Tactical Scorpion Range Bag. You can find this bag in tan, OD, and black, and the price range is going to run you on average between $40 and $50. I've put a link down below to the LA Police Gear bailout bag, and this is pretty similar to that. This is twice as expensive. This is going to run you 40 to 50 bucks as opposed to around $20 for the LA Police Gear bailout bag. I do want to note that this one does offer some different and nicer features, and I would say overall the construction on the Voodoo Tactical Scorpion Range Bag, overall it's nicer on this bag. So that's something to keep in mind if you're looking into getting a range bag or an EDC bag. Both of these are good options, but this one I think is of a higher quality compared to the LA Police Gear bailout bag. This is built as primarily a range bag, and you'll see some of the features inside that make it that. But again, you could use this for a bailout bag just to keep in your car, an EDC bag, an emergency bag. Lots of different uses for this thing because it is quite versatile. As far as your overall dimensions, you're looking at 16 end to end, 11 from top to bottom, and then across, as far as your width, you're looking at about 10 inches. This front section has these two pockets, which are slightly different sizes. That's smaller, that's the larger. Your size for these, it's about 6.5 by about 7, and this one right here is about 4.5 by 7. Also in this front section, we can unzip this, and you can see there's an additional large pocket in this section. We also have some elastic loops. Let me get a close-up on those. Yeah, you can see right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 elastic loops, and that's made to hold magazines or anything that you want to keep under control when you head off to the range. Or again, if you're using this as an EDC bag, you can put lots of different things in there and keep gear organized. Here's what the other side of the inside pocket looks like. Let's move on to some of the other pockets. Looking at the end of the bag here, we have a 4 by 6 pocket, and there's one on this end and one on the other end as well. Hook and loop closure, and nothing fancy inside, just more space for storage there. Looking at the back side here, you can see a spot for a business card or some sort of other identification card. You unzip this section, and you can see we have an internal storage compartment with a hook and loop closure to keep that under control. Spin it around. We do have one pocket here, another pocket over here, and then some elastic to keep more items under control. These look like they're actually built to put pens or other markers, things like that, in, but you could obviously fit a wide variety of items in there. Now we'll look into the main compartment. We're looking down on the bag. As you can see, we do have this double pull in order to get it open, which is a very nice feature because you can do that and now it opens up the entire section, and you can actually do that quite easily with even one hand. So if your other hand is occupied, as long as the bag is a little bit weighed down, you can do that and now get into the bag. You can see there's nothing in my bag and I was still able to do that with one hand. Inside, we do have a storage compartment on this end down here, and similarly on the other end down there. And then we have hook and loop closure for another internal section here, and then more elastic for retention. And then over on this side you can just see a very large center compartment. Since we're already looking at the top here, I want to talk about these handles quickly. This is one way to carry the bag with these two handles that come together. You can also separate them. And now this is how you get into the main section. And just as a note, they do have that hook and loop closure again, and it has a little padded section there to hold on to. The other option for carrying the bag is your shoulder strap. I do want to note quickly that you do have all metal hardware here, so metal attachment point, metal clip, and even a metal slide here to adjust the size of the strap. This does have a padded section up here on the top. Not very thickly padded, but decently enough that it should be relatively comfortable. If you do want to take this off, you just need to unclip that section, and then you can slide this all the way off. You can also take the entire strap off quite easily, as you can see here. Remove both ends. And now we have the bag just as a bag you can grab with your handles here, and you don't have the extra strap in the way. What we're looking at here is the bottom of the bag, and oftentimes with a range bag or a bailout bag from a variety of different companies, the only thing that's really worth talking about on the bottom of the bag is maybe a couple of drain holes, so in case you get water in the bag, it can drain the water out pretty quickly. This is an extra feature that they put onto this bag, which I think is excellent. These 4 feet, they're texturized, they give you some stability when the bag is down flat, and also give some shape to the bag. So when it sits like this, it's not wanting to just kind of slump over. It has more form because of how they put the bottom of the bag together. I think The bottom of the bag, these 4 feet, and just the general structure of the bottom of the bag is a major thumbs up for the construction of this particular range bag. Now, I always shoot straight with you guys here on Everyday Tactical Vids, so I'm just going to tell you I have not used this bag yet. I have the LA Police Gear Jumbo Bailout Bag as my range bag, and I use a variety of different bags for different things, but I don't have an actual use for this one yet, so I'm going to hold on to this and either give it to somebody for them to test out and use and then report back to me, or when I give you more, I get more information on it after I've used it for a while in some sort of application, I'll let you know how it holds up. What I can tell you is this: Voodoo Tactical and Condor and the LA Police Gear bag, pretty close as far as the quality. Those companies generally run in the same price range for a lot of their gear. I've talked about the Condor Messenger bag recently. I've talked about the NC Star First Responder bag. I've talked about the Voodoo Tactical extra large deployment bag. I mean, there's a lot of different bags kind of in this range that I've discussed. This one, at this point, is the nicest that I've actually seen when it comes to the actual construction of the bag. I do like it. It is a little bit more expensive than some of the other bags that I've talked about, but you're going to end up paying a little bit more, and maybe it's going to last a little bit longer. This does not seem to be, at this point at least, made in that same level as like a Maxpedition or a Hazard 4 or some of the VanQuest bags that I've seen, but it still is quite a nice bag for something in the $50 range. I'll report in more when I find out about the actual use of it, whether it's me or somebody else, but check out other reviews online. I've heard some really good things about this as a range bag. Thanks as always for watching our videos. Please subscribe to us here on YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and check us out on Tumblr. Take care.